Let's take a look today at colors in graphic design and see how the use of color can really help to send the message that's being communicated in different graphic design applications. We're going to take a look in this slide presentation at several well-known logos and maybe some that aren't so well known, and see how the color used really works to communicate the message. This first one here, you probably are familiar with the the very successful iPod ad campaign. It's several years old at this point, but it really still stands up. What they've done, obviously, is taken simple black silhouettes of active people using the product and then backing it with bright, intense, poppy colors that can't help but draw our eye, either in a print situation or in a retail store. Now, a retail store environment is a real challenge for graphic designers because there is so much visual information when you're in a store. You really do need to come up with something absolutely eye-catching in order to stand out on the shelf or on the wall. And I believe that these wonderful iPod ads did a great job at taking it down to simple basics, yet communicating the nature of the product very, very nicely. And the color use here is very simple. It's flat, but it's bright and cheerful, and it seems to communicate the nature of the audience, which tends to be a little younger, but the wonderful active silhouettes and the way they're cropped and the simplicity of the text just really works nicely to enhance the product. And I've noticed in the past several years, by the way, that the use of the silhouette has become extremely popular in not only graphic design but in fine art as well. There's a lot of that back to basics look. But here, of course, the color is what is driving these I think they're probably becoming iconic advertisements. Next, we have something much more traditional. Wonderful Tiffany's, the high-end jewelry store. This place has been around for several hundred years, as we can see, or a couple hundred anyway, and the color, as it says here, has remained the same for 150 years. Tiffany's is very much associated with this, what they call Tiffany blue, and it's this beautiful, clear, greenish turquoise. I love the color myself, and look how beautiful it looks with the silver tags on their packaging. So when you see Tiffany's, anything to do with Tiffany's, you will see this wonderful blue-green color, and it is as much a part of their brand as their typefaces and certainly their products are. Elegance, classiness, history, dependability, just quality all the way, and that gorgeous green-blue color. You don't see this color an awful lot in retail world and in the graphic design world, and Tiffany likes that. He likes it that way. They want to be associated with that color. Now, I know you're familiar with each of these logos, and red is being used to a large extent in each of them. Target obviously uses red, some people might say a little too much, but I think it's all right because the stores are generally large and the space inside the stores can handle that bright red. And I believe studies have shown that when you are stimulated with warm colors, your shopping habits tend to be a little more active. So I think that's one reason that Target chose to go red. Also, it is a perfect color for the Target symbol and the name. So the branding's very consistent there. Now, Bank of America, it's interesting. Years ago, they switched over to the red look of their ATMs and the red enhancements in their bank branches. And at first I was appalled at it because we kind of associate being in the red with bankruptcy or being, not solvent with money. But the bank chose to do this very bold step, and it seems to be holding up well. It certainly stands out amongst all of the other more down-to-earth blues and grays that you see in a lot of other banking marketing. So, and of course they're playing off the red, white, and blue of America. So the red seems to be working for them, and we certainly see it anytime we go into a Bank of America bank branch. Now here's something very different, again very familiar. UPS has used the color brown for many, many years, and brown can go either way. It can be rich and inviting, such as with good quality chocolate and coffee. Beautiful dark browns can be very elegant and high end, but it can also be known as dirty or stodgy or really boring. So UPS needed to keep their traditional brown color, but they've done a very nice job on their logo by making it variegated colors and also incorporating the gold. And with the shield, we get a sense of a gold protection idea. And gold is a great color to use to imply high quality. Okay, so UPS has done a great job using that brown and the gold. And you'll see too on their website page here that they very wisely added this beautiful blue-green color to balance the other two. And I think it's a good color scheme. It implies dependability, it implies high quality, and their brown, it's their color, so they're making it work. And as you can see, they also use it in their slogan. Red, yellow, and blue, a classic color scheme. We've all seen packages of Wonder Bread, and the Saab logo and Foster's Lager are familiar as well. The Wonder Bread in particular is something that I know I grew up with it as a child and still see the packaging in the stores now. And what makes this work, I think, is the white background. The bread is usually white, and a white background is the best color for those bright primary circles and arches. I don't know if they indicate anything, except they might indicate a light fluffy loaf of bread, the air bubbles inside the bread. I think that's probably what they're intending to do. But the different colors are just cheerful and something that we have grown up with and know very well. So the classic nature of this logo and these colors still work today and again are very recognizable. Foster's Lager and Saab take the color blue and darken it down a little bit, particularly on the Saab logo, making it a bit more classy and elegant. The dark blue is a wonderful background for the red lion and the gold crown. Again, the gold crown signifying high quality, high standards. And Foster's uses red and yellow very nicely against their dark blue. So this is a classic scheme you will see that can indicate excitement and an upbeat both a modern and a traditional look. This one is a real classic, red, black, and white. You really can't go wrong with something like this, especially if you want to imply something strong and dependable. The black is stable and serious, and the red just pops right out on top of it. The Craftsman logo is great. The font is perfect for the product. It's a simple rectangle with a black border. That's all you need. It's really all you need. The red and the black work very, very nicely together, and Adobe's done a great job of using it. And notice the beautiful negative space that they create with that white A against the red and white background. Red, black, and white. Now we're going to go to red, black, and gold. Now this is excellent. Again, I think it's still somewhat masculine. It also brings in that quality look of the gold, and particularly with the Porsche and Rover logos, we get a sense of history, of tradition, of stability with these colors working together. The seriousness of black, the pop of red, and the quality of the gold just works really nicely together. You also see it, of course, in sports logos, again leaning more towards a masculine look, but a warm, vibrant, yet no nonsense look too. Though that's what those three colors will give you. Now, when you switch out the gold for silver, it takes on a different connotation. The silver looks a little bit more tech looking, modern, space age, a little maybe science fiction-y. You can take silver, and if you brush it with white, rather you can take the gray, if you brush it with the white, it starts to look like chrome or silver. And it can be very elegant, not quite as strong as the gold, but more modernistic and more futuristic. And of course, if you were to not use red but use a pink or a blue, you would have an Art Deco look, more of a retro look. So silver can be really strong, but in a different way. Now, I don't really need to say anything about these three colors. We will always see them here in America. It implies patriotism, it implies the American way, it implies freedom, it implies freshness, especially in the crest logo used with the white. Pepsi uses white, bright, clean. Walmart has a little bit of the patriotism with the star in there. Red, white, and blue will always be with us and will generally always communicate those sentiments. Yellow and orange, warmer colors are said to stimulate the appetite, and it's very true. That's why you will most often see these golds and these reds and oranges in food advertising. Not always. Some seafood restaurants or some Greek restaurants or other more modern places might bring in cooler colors, but the tendency for appetite stimulation generally goes with the warmer colors. I like the way Burger King has incorporated that beautiful blue arch around the burger icon. It implies holding the burger, and the contrast of the blue is really quite nice against the red and the yellow. The last two ones we're going to look at today are targeted towards women, generally speaking. Pink and fuchsia are colors that women tend to be attracted to. You'll notice the Mary Kay website page uses a very pale pink. That's her signature color, and it's a cosmetics company, and women tend to go towards that wonderful pale pink color. Barbie, of course, Mattel has marketed Barbie with this bright fuchsia color, which young girls tend to be attracted to, and it's used an awful lot in the Barbie brand. And even the T-Mobile ad, this particular ad seems to be targeted towards a female demographic, perhaps a younger audience. I know that their audience is not just young girls, so they would probably be putting out ads with different color schemes, but this one tends to be targeted towards the younger women. Lastly, we have pink again, but this time paired with a bright lime green. And this is a color scheme that works quite nice together. You want to be careful that the two colors are equally vibrant and equally bright so that they don't overpower one another. This tends to be considered somewhat of a casual yet conservative scheme, sometimes known as a preppy color scheme. The Lily Pulitzer brand is one whose target market is affluent, fairly conservative people, and she has clothing and accessories that use a lot of this pink and green together. Maybelline uses it, of course, in their makeup ads, makeup products for eye-catching appeal. It's been toned down a little bit on this green tea packaging with the soft green of the tea in the background, allowing the pop of the fuchsia color. So this can be a really nice color scheme depending upon what you're using it for. So that's an overview of what different colors in graphic design, logos, and branding can communicate. And I'm hopeful that you will take note of the colors that you're looking at when you notice things, and ask yourself, does this work? What does this communicate to me? Ask yourself the questions that the color can raise, and you will find yourself making decisions about the colors that you choose in your own work. And hopefully this has been a helpful overview as a way to start. Thanks.